understanding communication. So for many of us in life, we struggle with feeling the consequences of communication. What's extremely important to understand is that within this life, there is only a matter of learning. And a lot of us, we get confused with all the distractions in life, which is all a part of learning and all a part of honoring, self-respect. Because as we learn, we begin to honor and learn self-respect. But for many of us, we really do struggle with communication and communicating our emotions, because our emotions are effectively energy in motion. And if we can't communicate these emotions, if we can't communicate our energy, then the motion of our energy will not be able to take its true shape or true expression of alignment. Now, a lot of the time in this world, in this reality, what we will see ourselves doing is we will compromise our emotions to fit a certain criteria or fit a certain box of which we feel we want to be in. And what's very interesting is that the box of which we want to be in doesn't necessarily come from the true self. It doesn't come from the higher self. It doesn't come from the true intuition of love and peace and contentment. It comes from desire. And these desires in our lives are very much programmed within us from a very young age, or they can even be programmed from the loved ones around us, our families, our colleagues, even the people who we love dearest in our relationships. They can be programmed to create a perception of which we feel we need to meet in order to make happiness. But what we must understand is something very important, is that the happiness of which we think we need to contain is actually an illusion. It doesn't truthfully exist. It's only a pathway of which we're slowly working towards, because that's everything we're doing, it's everything we are. We're working towards this perception of happiness. But what we understand is that we will come to a point where there is a canyon and there is no way across. And we understand that at this point that we can try and get across, but there is no way. And the only way to get across, truthfully, is to understand the level of which we were walking. The physical body, the physical mind, will never have that existence within it to be able to cross that threshold of truth, which I'm using metaphorically as happiness and peace. We think to get to the other side is what's going to bring us happiness and peace, but it was only a temptation, or it was only a form of awareness within ourselves which was seeded from temptation, or it can also seed us from just, really it is temptation, because in our lives we're constantly interacting with temptations. And when we think, okay, I'm going to take this shot, I'm going to take this chance, I'm going to take this path, when we feel the temptation of it, we must ask ourselves, where did that come from? Where was it seeded? Because if it was seeded from our minds, a thought, it does not necessarily belong to us. And that seed, that program, that path, that guidance in that moment did not necessarily want the best for us. This is not a negative, because we get to learn from where these seeds are coming from. Are they coming from our minds, which are going to lead us to a path to understand that we can never cross into the space of internal peace? Or are they coming from a different place? Are they coming from our heart's intuition, our heart's knowledge, our heart's love, to form a realistic channeling to the internal peace which is forever inside of us. There is no such thing as peace outside of this moment, peace in another place, peace in the future. The only true place for us to find the inner peace and find the inner happiness is within this present moment, within this present breath, within this present experience. Thank you.